the rationale for having such a large cash balance, and would that likely change if we see a change in tax policy?
So the cash balance is large. And I think there's, it's intriguing. The view very much is that we're focused on continuing to push the frontier and make bold moves, and want to have the financial flexibility that enables us to do that. When I look at what is the cash balance and how do we think about uses of that cash, what I did is start with a capital framework that looks first at what's the array of uses for just organic growth, then how sizable could it be with acquisitions added on. We have 7 products that reach over 1 billion users. 3 of those came through acquisitions, YouTube, Android, and Maps. And then DoubleClick has been a very important acquisition for us as well. So we look at acquisitions as a core part of the way we've been able to continue to drive the user experience and the growth that we have. And then we look at kind of a buffer and CapEx and everything else that can fit in there. It was that kind of capital framework that enabled us to announce a share repurchase back about a year and a half ago of about $5 billion, and then we came back and did another one. So we're looking to return some capital through a share repurchase, which again gives us a lot of flexibility and strategic flexibility. And so to the extent we come back to the organic uses and strategic uses and say that there's more that we need, we'll have the flexibility to do that. When I look at our cash balance, it is split about 40-60 overseas, and so assuming there is tax, that's percent, not billions. Assuming there is tax reform and tax reform enables repatriation, that somewhat changes the equation. But when you're sitting with that kind of balance, we're not really looking as much at where is it geographically located as we are at what's the type of financial flexibility we want. And I would say, sitting out in this part of the world, there's been much more, I think, an aversion to the types of capital structures that in other parts of the world make sense, and that's in part because we live in such a dynamic environment and we want to have the flexibility.